the daily, to the grind. that was a lot. Welcome to the daily grind. It is Tuesday, and on Tuesdays, that means we are joined by Rusty, Musty, Buckets. I'm reorganizing them so the best ones for last now, but I've got Rusty with me today, brother. How are you?
Dude, I just got back from vacation, man. I could not be any better. You know, recharged, got the beautiful glow here from sitting on the beach. My partner Maggie, we had a great time. A lot of too much good food, good drinks. Had a little drama on the way in. Shout out to Bradley at Shoals Auto Care on the east side of Atlanta. Shout out, no free shout outs. Wheel bearing went out. And truck got a limp, tire falling off. It was a hell of a scene, but Bradley got us rolling within an hour and didn't charge me an arm and a leg. So Shoals Auto Care, shout out, no free shout out, east side of Atlanta.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, I thought that my lighting was weird because I looked so pale compared to you, but I was like, no, you're just tan as all get out. I was like, oh, you're glowing, sir.
Thank you. You know, it's that post-vacation recharge vibe, man. You know, the glow up is impressive.
Love it. Which, I mean, a lot of these teams that we're going to talk about are going to have that recharge vacation vibes.
That
was
segue.
Good.
What a segue.
That was a
professional.
That was a softball from you. That's what that was. So I don't know if you watched any basketball on vacation, but we've had some action since you and I last spoke. There's been a lot going on. Kind of expected stuff, I would say, you know, 2 sweeps, 3 sweeps, 2 sweeps, 3. I mean, 1 full sweep, 2 full sweeps.
Gentleman
OKC,
sweep.
Yeah, the OKC Pelicans, that was a sweep. It was a clean sweep. And then we had the T-Wolves clean sweeping the Suns, which I think were both. I think we saw both coming. I did not see the T-Wolves beating them in that fashion. Good God, they looked like they could beat Denver.
Yeah, they looked the part, man. They're good basketball out of Mike Conley. Ant is so freaking good, man. He's just
awesome.
He's incredible at basketball. Love watching that dude play. Humble kid, hardworking, and love him getting in KD's face. It's just definitely, you know, it's the new era of basketball, and I hope they continue to win for Mike and Slow-Mo in spite of Gobert and Cat.
It's such a tough team to root for because I echo that exact same thing. It's like, man, I need these guys to get rings, but I don't need these other guys to get rings. Can we? I don't know. Can we?
That's why Mark going to Toronto was like best case scenario because you know, like it's Toronto, our neighbor to the north. Nobody really cares. It's Canada, whatever. Go up there and get a ring.
And I mean, I don't know if you're the Suns, what you do. I think they're kind of up. Their hands are so tied, like it's tough.
I think what you do,
broken.
You apologize to Devin Booker and ask what you would like to do with him. Do you want to be traded? What do you want to do? Because they screwed that man. And I'm not a Book fan. Not a huge Devin Booker fan. He's kind of a bitch. Is what it is. I just call it like I see him, right? But if I'm ownership, you're calling up Devin Booker and being like, look, man, like I'm sorry, we screwed this up because they were really all they needed to do was get rid of DeAndre Ayton, bring in a point guard, and you had a great team. But instead, you bring in KD, who is a locker room cancer, really. I mean, this phase in his career.
At this point.
Bradley Beal, who is non-existent so far in the playoffs and now no more, and really is non-existent now that they've been swept, and just really screwed up what was a good core chemistry team that was developing out in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I was talking with Uncle Buck yesterday. It seems like yesterday that it seems like last week when that Suns team won 8 in a row to make the play-in. That version of the Suns team that felt like a really cool story of a well put together team. That team is long gone. And I don't know. It's like you said. I think you're like, hey, Mr. Booker. That's what we call him, Mr. Booker, not Devin. Mr. Booker.
Sure.
Or where do you want to be traded to? We're sorry, and then you see what he wants to do, and you trade him.
100%. That's the only way you can make this right because you screwed. Like they had that 8-game run coming in, but that's just pure talent. I mean, there's no doubt that that's a talented basketball team, but they screwed up whatever chemistry was building there by completely overhauling a team that was in the NBA Finals. Like you get rid of DeAndre Ayton, you move Chris Paul, you get in a better big, and then you get a point guard, and that team's right back in it. But instead, you mess with it too much, right? Like there's too much of a good thing isn't a good thing, right? And too many scores and too many egos on that team led to their downfall by a better Minnesota team.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about the other sweep because I don't want to talk about the Thunder. I just don't want to. I don't think so. I think they're going to get beaten.
Great value Grizz, man. I hate those guys. Anyway, moving right along.
moving right along. The gentleman's sweep. We've had one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more to come. We might have several more tonight. I do think that, honestly, I think the Milwaukee Pacers, I think that series I think that one turns into a gentleman's sweep. I think the Knicks Philly turns into a gentleman's sweep. And I think, there were Denver gentlemen. They actually did have a gentleman's sweep. Like I think that I don't know. What are your thoughts on any of that? Do you think any of these teams hold on to push it to any more? I don't know which of them I have any faith in to do so.
No, maybe Milwaukee, simply because it's at home. There is less than zero chance that the Sixers pull out a win in Madison Square Garden tonight. That place is going to be electric. I get off the 6 and I'm going to sprint home to watch that game because that is going to be freaking electric, man. Injected in my veins. I hope Brunson goes for a 50-piece. And 10 sides, man. Let's go. But maybe Milwaukee, like the Magic Cavs series, like it's more interesting now because
I forgot about that one.
That young core, man. That Magic core is playing good basketball. Like I love Paolo. Like that guy can freaking play.
He's awesome. That dude's a hooper.
He's a hooper. Shout out Mike Miller. Little tie in there. Mike Miller's sports agency. Love to see that for Mike.
Oh yeah,
but. No, I don't, man. I really don't. The Pacers Bucks, like we talked about, that might be a better series than we thought. I'm still shocked that Indiana's up 3-1 on that Milwaukee team for sure.
When they lost Dame, and then when you get Bobby Portis gets ejected in the first quarter, it's just like they got nothing. I don't know. It's tough when you're down 3 of your top 5 guys at that point. I don't know what
100%.
And when Miles Turner, I was talking to Uncle Buck about this. Miles Turner's playing out of his mind.
Absolutely.
And I hope that he is able to continue that because this whoever wins this gets Boston.
Yeah, for sure. And especially
they get the Knicks. They'll get the Knicks, right?
That's right. Yeah. Which especially in the absence of Halliburton, who's not really had a great playoffs. Like he had 24 the other night. Like he's coming back around, but it's been incredible to watch what Miles Turner's done, the run that he's on right now.
It'll be interesting to see if they do get the Knicks, which I'm assuming they will, if he's able to continue this against Isaiah Hartenstein and
Future Grizz.
Future Grizz, Isaiah Hartenstein, putting that out there.
Yeah, we're manifesting that, putting that out in the universe. I'm praying for that.
Yeah, God. Do you think Boston stumbles any with the Porzingis news? I don't know if they've announced. I know he's getting an MRI. I still think they beat Boston. I think that's kind of pretty easy, but I don't know.
No.
I don't know if Orlando gets in their way. I mean, I don't see them beating a Knicks team if it ends up being this Knicks team. They don't beat the New York Knicks in the finals if Porzingis is out. I don't think.
I agree. I think they're going to have a lot of trouble with Hartenstein without him. They're going to have a lot of trouble with Hartenstein with him. I was on this show a couple weeks ago saying I don't know that the Knicks can win the East. I think the Knicks can win the East.
Yes, I agree.
They're so good. They have absolutely looked the part, man. They have been just like, and they're the typical Tibbs team, right? They're going to beat you up. They're going to run past you, and you're going to hate to play them because at the end of the day, you're going to know you played a basketball game. Whether you win or lose, you're going to be sore the next day. And this Knicks team, they got swagger. They have an edge, and I think they absolutely bury Philly tonight. Bury them.
I think tonight might be one of those games where it might end up being a blowout. I don't know. I think Maxey is doing his best, but I don't know what more you can ask from him. Tobias Harris has been a bum. Buddy Hield's been a bum. It's like where the Knicks guys have, as they have answered the call, the opposite has been of the Sixers team, and I just 100%. Don't see it. I don't see it going anywhere else. I think the Lakers are screwed. I don't know what they do. A lot of these teams, I think, are just kind of screwed. The Bucks are a little screwed if they lose this series to the Pacers.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of changes on the NBA horizon coming up this offseason. It's going to be one of those. Every few years we have one of those big shuffling off seasons, and I think this is going to be one of them.
And speaking of shuffling off seasons, I'm going to give you the credit for that segue. We're going to take a quick break because when we get back, we're going to talk about some of these possible shuffling changes with these gentlemen sweeps that just happened. If there might be some movement out of these guys, out of these camps right after this break.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. Right. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, but now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. how shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side.
Yeah.
His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward.
Right.
Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is with are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is now when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, like he's David Jones. Like outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? Like, I mean, he's facilitating the ball well. I mean, what do you like? I don't.
2 at 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up, and then literally within the first 15 seconds missed a wide open layup. And then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well, I think
we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. You can catch that show, Tigers Untapped. That show is on tomorrow at 3. You can get that over at bluffcitymedia.co. We have a whole mess of shows. It's Tuesday. I'm looking at the schedule right now. This afternoon at 3, we have the 901 Soccer Podcast. Tonight, we have the Grizz 901 at 901 at 901. I need to figure out if that's the whole title. Or I need to talk to Daniel. I'll figure out the name of that one. But it's tonight at 901. Your show is on Friday at 3. Is that when it drops? 3 o'clock. We got a whole mess. Anthony Sane's on at noon tomorrow and Friday. On the Bluff was this morning. We got a bunch. Something for everybody, even your children, I assume. I don't know. I assume.
Sure.
My children's would listen to this, but my children's are heathens. But enough about that. Back to the sweeps. Whoa, that's a weird. If you can't see the whole motion, I'm sweeping. We're going sweeping. And we're playing dustpan, which is such a weird analogy. It doesn't make any sense. So if you're these teams, here's the exercise. You're these teams that are kind of screwed after these sweeps, gentlemen sweeps, whatever you want to call them. I wouldn't say the Thunder are screwed, but let's or not the Thunder, excuse me, the Pelicans. Let's lump them in there. You're the Pelicans, you're the Bucks, you're the Lakers, you're the Suns. Am I forgetting one? Let's just say no, it's those. Let's say you're Miami. I'm not worried if I'm Miami. I'm going to take them out of it. You're these 4 teams.
Okay.
What do? Like if you're the Suns, we talked about saying you go to Booker, you offer to trade him, obviously. If you're the Suns and Kevin Durant comes up to you and he's like, "Hey, I want to be traded to Memphis." And you're Memphis, do you listen?
There's a very appropriate song for this. Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell no. You do not listen to that call, man. Get out of here. Like,
I
KD
agree.
is great. Like, he's generational. Don't get me wrong. He's a locker room cancer. There's no way he should be in Memphis next year. You're going to screw up a good thing. Like, sure, listen to the call. You know, you never turn down a free lunch or a free phone call. But, Kleiman said, hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate your efforts. Click. And that's it. Like, absolutely not.
Kleiman goes, "Hey, guys." He goes, "Hold on a second. Dude, they're calling me about Kevin Durant. This idiot." And they're going to go, they'll probably fart into the phone and then they'll go, "Oh man, you're still here. I'm sorry. I thought I hung up." Like you don't, you don't do that. So you're the Lakers. How about you're the Lakers and LeBron comes to you, the LeBron James who just saw his team fail him. AD got hurt. Like, I don't know. he's exasperated. He's blaming. He's out of people to blame. He goes to Laker. He goes to the buses and says, the booses. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
He goes to them and says, I want to go to Memphis. I got word of mouth. They're going to draft Bronny in the second round. I want to go to Memphis. What do you say if you're climbing?
Hell no. Hell to the no. Absolutely not.
I'm with you. No. Unless it's a vet minimum is what.
Maybe.
Shout out in the comments. He says vet minimum. I still don't know. I'm still saying if I got to give up any of my big three, the answer is hell nah.
0% chance that KD or LeBron come to Memphis without either Ja, Jaren, or Dez going back out. And there is no way. Like I will die on that hill. We will pick it outside the FedEx Forum if it comes to that. There's no way that should happen.
We're agreement so far. Yeah. So next one, you're the Pelicans ownership. You've got this Zion thing on your hand. You don't know what else to do. You don't know what else to do anymore. He comes up to you and he says, I want to play with John Memphis. Do you take that call?
Yeah, you take that call.
I think you take that.
Absolutely, you take that call. He checks some buckets, right? He can get buckets in the paint. He's a big body who can rebound. You know, our medical staff is so wonderful at getting people rehabbed and back to health. Then maybe he can come back healthier, right? And then we could actually have like the Zion, right? Because if you can get the true Zion, then absolutely you take that call, man, because he is a bully in the paint.
I think that he has kind of torpedoed his value. You don't necessarily have to give up one of the big three.
I think with the direction the Pelicans are heading, you can probably make that work with some draft capital.
Yeah.
Maybe a Brandon Clark. I love BC. Love you, buddy. Luke Kennard, like those, Marcus Smart, like those are conversations that you have, right? Like if the Pelicans call and say, we want Marcus Smart, your first round pick, and a couple others, like, hey, we'll throw in Zaire Williams and you got a deal, right? Yep. Like I think you take that call and you make that deal.
I agree. So we're 3 for 3. And this is the last one. I think this is probably the most realistic one. You're the Milwaukee Bucks. You go to Brook Lopez. You go to Brook Lopez, and you go, hey man, you want to play in Memphis? We don't have any. You go, I heard you want to be in Memphis, close to your. I heard that. Yeah. We don't have any draft capital at all. We don't have anything. We're old. We're old. We don't have anything. No assets. No nothing. We heard you want to play in Memphis. We're going to grant you that. We're going to grant you that wish. Go to Memphis, and they take. Probably a similar deal, maybe less draft capital. Probably only they might just be like give us Zaire and a crap ton of draft capital. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm saying yes to that one.
Absolutely. You they call up and say, look, we want John Conchar and all your second round picks. You just say, okay, have it. Then you got two. How many years you want in that, right? Like 3, 4, 5 years, because like that's 2 defensive players of the year in the paint. Like good luck getting a bucket in the paint there with Tripp and Brooke guarding the paint. And like he's exactly what you need. He gets those bunnies. He's a tap out board guy. Those 2 are the ones you take the calls for, 100%.
Yeah, I think too. If you rate like if these teams are all like running around the table at the same time, like I think that the one that is panicking the most, ready to like. I think that Milwaukee is scrambling because they've already shown that they do not want to lose Giannis. They've pulled the trigger on so much stuff. I think that they have another year of this Dame thing, but they don't have anything. They've got nothing to fill their cupboards. I could see them. Brook Lopez is old, but he checks a lot of boxes that we need on this team. He's never someone that I thought that I would want on this team, but in terms of like getting this dude for a year or two so you can win a chip, why not?
Hey, how about this, Luke? We initiate that phone call. Say, look, we're going to send you John Conchar. We're going to send you 3 second-round picks in return for Brook Lopez. We get Brook Lopez. You draft Donovan Clingan. You got his replacement. You let Brook be in our championship window for the next couple of years because he checks the boxes that we need. Literally a warm body who can rebound and defend. That's all you need. You don't need 20 points from your center. You're going to get that from other guys. You just need a guy that can then also – he's a weird dude, but he can mentor Clingan and get him up on his feet and get him used to being a professional. And then you've already got a transition plan in play. Climate, call me up, man. Let's go. Let's do this.
I know he watches, so like expect a phone call. If you get a call that says Memphis Grizzlies. Answer it because, well, they might be trying to sell you tickets. Happened to me once. I was really excited. But answer it because it might be Zach Kleiman.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, real quick, while we're still on the rosters, Uncle Buck a little bit ago brought this up, dude. The 21-22 Suns, this is why I like poverty franchise, right? Like this was their roster. They made the NBA Finals, and they somehow screwed this up. DeAndre Ayton, they had Biyombo, Book, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Cameron Johnson, JaVale McGee, Chris Paul, Cam Payne. Like, how do you that's a solid roster. You move Ayton and you move Paul. You keep
one
that
or
core.
2 pieces away.
I mean, you're a big and a point guard who you're a Tyus Jones, and like somebody who just facilitates and a big away from a true NBA title run. 100%. 100%.
Man, that's on that sour note. Let's take a quick break and think about how sad the Suns are, because that's sad. When we come back, we're going to talk about stuff that's not sad. What we're watching because it's Tuesday. I also realized I might have spelled tubing wrong. I probably should have done double O, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Tubing.
I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now, I might not like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man to say, this is how we think we're gonna play you, bang, 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 and hopefully everybody understand. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game.
Right.
All of us, to the last person on the bench, you got an ego, but all of us can't be the man.
Yeah.
You got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly and if I'm out there doing it and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. Mm-hmm. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping this logo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes.
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act, okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back. God, I gotta take vocal lessons because this can't be fun to listen to. But welcome back to the Daily Grind. All right, if you're joining us for the first time, it's Tuesday, right? Yes, it's Tuesday. Yep, thanks. It's Tuesday calendar. It is Tuesday, and if you're a fan of the show, then you know on Tuesdays we tube. We have Tube and Tuesdays. That's our stats monster. He's watching TV because everyone has a TV. And we talk about what we are currently watching, what we have watched. We give recommendations. I can go first because I got two. One, the Fallout series. I think I might have finished. It's incredible. Watch it. Finished it. Great. Two, I'm watching a lot of true crime. A lot of true crime because my partner, she loves that stuff. So we were watching something called Worst Roommate Ever. It's on Netflix, and it's like. It's a mini series. There's multiple episodes. And the first one, the one that really got me was this dude that was a professional squatter, like a serial squatter. He would like agree to these rent terms and memorize every single bylaw and edict and blah, blah, blah of that state. So he would know all the laws. And then he would essentially just never pay rent for like ever, but no loopholes to where it was okay. And he was violent and scary, and he would like steal people's things and steal their animals and then go and just do this over and over and over. Like
Yikes.
and eventually he snapped and killed his brother, as they all do. as we all who go from apartment to apartment to apartment to apartment to apartment without paying tend to do. We've all been there.
Sure.
How about you? What are you watching?
Well, it's funny. This weekend, we went to the beach. My partner and I, Maggie, went to Myrtle Beach to hang out for the weekend, and I was selling a lot of my stuff in my condo, and the first thing I sold was my TV, so didn't watch much of anything.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! But she has finally convinced me after years and years. I'm late to the party. I'm an old curmudgeon. I'm like, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to watch Game of Thrones for the first time. Never watched Game of Thrones, and I'm actually excited about it because, like, it's the drama, the political side to it, like. I can't wait. I know, right? I've been under a rock for the last, however many years, but I can't wait to let this unfold.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you.
We will detail this out on Tube and Tuesdays as I watch this show with Maggie. I can't wait to watch it. Jason Momoa is like I love Jason Momoa. I know he's in the show, and like I'm here for it. So I'm ready to actually join the vast majority of adulthood and watch Game of Thrones.
My nerd heart just exploded, if you couldn't tell, by the gripping the sword that hangs on. I got two swords back here. One's a lightsaber, one's runs a katana that's cursed. I'll explain that later. The Game of Thrones is awesome, dude. I'm excited for you to experience because it's like it's just a good HBO show. Like apart from if you just like good television, even people that objectively don't like fantasy are like, man, that's some good shit. And
that's what I've heard. And that's the reason. Fantasy's never really been my thing, but
it's a tough sell.
Into it. I'm here for it. Let's give it a shot, man. And we'll give it a whirl, see what happens. I do love like historical stuff. Again, love Jason Momoa, love political drama, thrillers and stuff. So I'm all in. It
avoids a lot of high fantasy stuff until like season 5, and then it's just like, here you go, hope you like it. And then it's like, oh god, it was dragons for 4 seasons and now things are going crazy. Uncle Buck, be nice to Buckets. He said he's been begging you for years.
He has. She's a lot cuter than you are, man. Sorry.
Sorry. Shout out to women everywhere. We're gonna end this episode on that. Women are dope. They're smarter than my partner's smarter than me, and she's prettier than me. So, I'm okay being the settlee. Is that what you call it when someone settles?
Oh, absolutely. I have outpunted my coverage big time.
That's a better way to put it. We are punt gods.
The benefactors.
We are the benefactors of punt gods. We will see everybody tomorrow. I will see you later, brother. Thank you for joining us. And everyone, remember 2 things: be a little weird and smile.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays, but